And welcome, everybody. It is race night for the NASCAR Platinum Cup Series drivers here. We have round 8 of the 2022 NASCAR Platinum Cup Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5 and brought to you live flag-to-flag coverage here on the NASCAR Series Racing YouTube channel. And you're watching a good battle for the race lead, actually, between Charles Jackson and your pole sitter in the 6th car, Jesse Carlson. 22 drivers out there rocking and rolling in stage 1 for a 250-lap event. Again, folks, hosted here on NASCAR Heat 5. We have 2 in-race reporters in the house with us here tonight, Alex Tesdahl and Trey Hollywood. I'm NASCAR CEO Tyler McMurder. Kick back, relax, grab a cold can of soda. You survived another long work week. You deserve to kick back and enjoy the action here. Brought to you by the NASCAR Platinum Cup Series drivers. Charles Jackson, your new race leader. Jesse Carlson runs in second. And it's Landon Jenkins in the number 88 car, new full-time driver for Timac Motorsports. He's up there running in third, having a great day as well. We'd like to also quickly thank Alex Tesdahl.
I think the 19 had an issue. He was slow on paper the lap ago.
It's a heartbreaker. It's early here, folks, to have issues like that, but you're right. Timmy Brown, former Brickyard 200 winner, NASCAR Motormaster Series back in 2018. He's got all sorts of damage to the front end of that Juicy J Motorsports Toyota, and he'll be looking to maybe bring it to pit road here soon to maybe repair some of that. But the thing is, folks, if you pit, you're definitely going 2 or 3 laps down here at the half-mile oval where you're turning about 15-second lap times. There's action all over this racetrack. It's going to be tough to call all of it here tonight. Throw it over to Alex Tesdahl. How's the race unfolding so far from behind the wheel of that number 17 Ford Mustang?
So far, it's relatively calm. It's been difficult to pass, but if you be patient, you can pick your way through the field, and the car's driving through it.
No place to hide here, folks. 22 cars is a lot of cars here at such a tiny little bull ring like Bristol Motor Speedway. It's the last great Coliseum. And we're watching a good battle here. It's Sean Lucas in the 21 running in 4th. The 20 of Trenton Krentz scored in 5th. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 9 running in 6th. Alex Tesdahl riding with him here. He scored in 7th. Brett Baker Racing entry. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. scored in 8th. And Aaron Garcia in the 24 running in 9th. Trey Hollywood in the 48 rounds out the top 10. Baby in green, King G, Harold Burden, 11th, 12th, and 13th. Just to give you a bit of a rundown on where some of your favorite NASCAR drivers are running. It's a star-studded field here tonight. We have 3 former winners here on short tracks in the NASCAR Platinum Cup Series here tonight. Josh Colm-Diaz, Alex Tesdahl, and Jesse Carlson. Dave Marks Jr. in the 41 is going to go 1 lap down to your race leader, Charles Jackson. Jesse Carlson still cruising along in 2nd in the number 6 car. The top 3 have actually really separated themselves from the rest of the field, and then you've got another group of cars putting 4th on back to 7th, 4 of them there. And then beginning in about 8th or 9th, they're beginning to catch them. That's Aaron Garcia and Jeffrey Robinson Jr. There's action all over the racetrack, and they're being led by Charles Jackson in the number 1 Chevy Camaro. And that is a Lone Wolf Motorsports car. Throwing it down to Trey Hollywood, driver of the 48, running in the top 10. How's the race unfolding for you so far behind the wheel of that car?
It's kind of interesting. My car is running different than it did in practice, but I do have a little bit of front end damage from a collision that happened in front of me. So right now I'm just trying to take care of my car and really just let the people in front of me come back to me if it's possible.
Doing a good job so far. We'll let you get back to it. You've got company there. We're watching a good battle here for 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. It's Trey Hollywood and Baby in green, King G, Harold Burden. 3 of the 4 drivers in this group have won races in NASCAR. The one that has not yet been to victory lane in a NOSSCAR sanctioned race. King G in the 43, and he would love to change that here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. He was really looking forward to this race. He's on the inside now of Trey Hollywood for that position. And good battle here as well. Alex Tesdall got into the back of Dave Marks Jr. a little bit. I don't know if Dave came down and pinched him or what happened, but that's going to... Well, it's stacking up the field a little bit, but what it's ultimately doing is it's costing Alex, and now he finally gets to the inside of Dave. Lap traffic is going to be a big story all race long. He clears him and gets away. Sean Lucas still running in fourth. Trenton Krentz, two-time NOSSCAR World Champion, scored in fifth, and now put Alex Tesdall up into the sixth place position. Aaron Garcia up a couple of spots since we last mentioned him in the 24 car. He's got to win this season as well, and he's running in seventh. And you're right, there's a wreck on the back straightaway. The 51 car of Sean McNutt was involved as well, and it's great to see him back in NOSSCAR. He started with us back on NASCAR 15 Victory Edition, but unfortunately he was an innocent victim out of that one. The 9 car of Josh Cole Diaz spun there, and Sean had nowhere to go. There's Beam SKP. He was in front of that, I believe, or either that or he was able to get around it in the 14 car for Steel Horse Motorsports. And remember, Beam is our Daytona 500 winner this year. 28 drivers entered that race. 2 NOSSCAR Truck Series wins for him as well in his career. Driver out of France, Beam SKP. And we should mention as well, welcome Pablo Hugo. I hope I'm saying that correctly, and if not, I will get the correct way to say that after this. He's actually about to go one lap down, but he's up there inside the top 16 or 15, and he's having a great race for his debut run here in NOSSCAR. Driver out of Spain. Bringing the Cole Trickle Days of Thunder throwback here, and it looks amazing out there, but again, folks, he is now the first car one lap down. And we're working stage 1 here still, Bristol Motor Speedway. Also bringing the news here, Emily, driver who entered this race in a playoff spot, is actually motionless on pit road and appears to be done for the day. She has got a lot of front-end damage to that Juicy J Motorsports Toyota. It looks like her night is done. 6-time NOSSCAR champion, Jordan Green. And I think if I'm seeing this correctly, I do believe that he has fallen one lap down to your race leader. Just in front of him, the 38 car driven by Alan Richardson, former NOSSCAR champion on NASCAR 15. He's also fallen one lap down, so a blistering pace being set by the front runners. In particular, the top 3 have really stepped away from the rest of the field. Now we've got a battle for the lead. The pole sitter, Jesse Carlson, trying to get to the inside of Charles Jackson. The 1 and the 6 are really going at it for the lead in stage 1. Free track a bit for them. Quite a while until they're going to see another lapped car, so it's going to give them some time to settle this. And again, folks, Pablo Hugo, driver out of Spain, making his debut here tonight. He is still the first car one lap down. So if a caution comes out or if the end of the stage comes around and he is still in that position, he will get back onto the lead lap for the beginning of stage 2. We're going to throw it down to Trey Hollywood to get an update on how many laps are remaining in the stage and what the vibe is like out there so far.
Right now, when the leader comes to the line, there should be 18 left to go in the stage. Where I'm at, it just look like we got another car around. Juicy J is around on the backstretch. People are really minding P's and Q's, making moves when they can. I got put on the wall probably 3 times and didn't pass, but it's okay. It's okay.
I'm seeing I agree. I see a mix of everything. I see a lot of drivers being really patient and careful out there, giving a lot of room. And then I see some battles where you can't fit more than a sheet of paper between them. So we're seeing a mixed bag of emotions out there so far. But I don't know, the key thing to remember here, in my opinion, is it's early. It's a long way to go. Your goal should be to be on the lead lap for the beginning of the final stage, because there's going to be a lot of cars that are not on the lead lap at the beginning of the final stage, and then at that point, you just got to race who's left and try to go for the win. Jeffrey Robinson Jr., we got to really update on that. He came in the top 6 in the point standings to this race, and he spun there, got a little bit of front-end damage, and now he's not too far in front of your race leader, Jesse Carlson. They're still side by side for the race lead. Virtually the entire time we were giving you the update on pretty much everything going on up there. The battle for the lead has been a side-by-side stalemate between the pole sitter Jesse Carlson for Brett Baker Racing and the one car Charles Jackson for Lone Wolf Motorsports. Landon Jenkins running in third.
Like he gathered it up though.
And who is this? Sorry, the 38?
Yep.
That is Alan Richardson. A little bit of front-end damage for him as well. And he has already fallen one lap down to your race leader. He's got about the half of the track until he finds the leader again.
Almost lost it, but he saved it. Lost a few spots though.
This year's Homestead race winner, Aaron Garcia, locked into the playoffs. Big save for him, and he's still up there on the lead lap, and I do believe he is scored into 6th place position. Trenton Krentz runs in 4th. Sean Lucas running in 5th in the 21 car. An amazing qualifying run for him, starting in 2nd in tonight's race. Alex Tesdall right there with these drivers, running in 6th. Excuse me, in 7th. It's the top 3 that have stepped out, and I keep forgetting that. And now Landon Jenkins in the 88 car is actually drawing closer towards the 1 and the 6. So you gotta wonder if he was maybe saving his stuff for a run just like this. He's gonna have to work his way through a couple of lapped cars. Beam SKP, the driver out of France, this year's Daytona 500 winner, he has fallen off the lead lap, and now he becomes the new car that is in that free pass position for the end of this stage. The next cars to go a lap down, and I can't believe I'm saying this, are Josh Colm-Diaz and Jeffrey Robinson Jr. Both came into this race in the top 6 in the point standings. Both are contenders for the win any given week, and now they're in danger of falling one lap down before the end of stage 1. That's how Bristol goes sometimes here, folks. We knew it was going to be an action-filled night, and that's exactly what we're seeing unfold, and it's early. Alex Tesdall's worked his way past Sean Lucas in the 21 car. Sean had a bit of a tough time trying to get around the lap machine of King G in the 43 car, and now he's going to lose a bit more track time to the 17. These are all very valuable stage points. The top 10 in the stages get those stage points, and of course the stage winner gets a playoff point. So these positions are very key. Anyone outside of the top 10 at this point is either one lap down or more, I'm pretty sure. We'll throw it down to Trey Hollywood quick to, how many cars do you think are on the lead lap right now?
I'm in 11, and I'm on the lead lap. Right here with me is the 10 car. He's in 12. He's on the lead lap. NASCAR King in the 9th, and then 13th is on the lead lap, I believe.
So then Jeffrey.
Juicy J is on the lead lap.
So there are 14 cars on the lead lap. Thank you very much, Trey. It really gives us a perspective on what's going on out there and how quick these leaders have been running, and also the traffic factor. Really hard to gain track position here at Bristol if you started mid-pack or deeper in the field. And now that concludes stage 1. The green and white checkered flags fly for, I believe it was Jesse Carlson at the line. Let's throw it over to Alex Tesdall to confirm.
Yep, Jesse did win. At the top 10 is King Henry, HMS, Steven Blackcross, King G, myself, Dolux, couple for you, and Bobby and Green.
How about that? It was a drag race, side by side. You know, the 6 and the 1, they spent a lot of time side by side, really negotiating who was going to be the leader of this race throughout stage 1. And at the end of it all, Jesse Carlson is going to claim another stage win here in his NASCAR Platinum Cup Series career. He's one of 3 former short track race winners in tonight's field in the NASCAR Platinum Cup Series, and could be the night where he adds another one. Alex, you've got a win here at Bristol. You took on Matt Smith and won, and that's not easy. Could be your night. You're restarting in 7th. Here we go for stage 2. One car didn't pit at the end of stage 1. He pulls to the inside to get out of the way. Green flag back in the air. Oh goodness, hang on. 22 cars out there trying to find a safe spot in line, and I don't think that's possible at a track like Bristol Motor Speedway. Jesse Carlson, Trenton Krentz, Charles Jackson, Landon Jenkins, and forgive me folks, Alex Tesdahl rounding out the top 5. Baby in green all the way up into 6th in the 42 car. It's the highest he's run all race long. Harold Burden 7th, Sean Lucas in 8th, and I believe we have 14 or 15 cars on the lead lap and alive with a shot to win this race. Working stage 2. Again, folks, it is round 8 of the 2022 NASCAR Platinum Cup Series season, hosted here on NASCAR Heat 5. It's the 5th annual Platinum Cup Series season. Started back on NASCAR Heat 3, this series did. And you're watching a 250-lapper here at Bristol Motor Speedway. We've burned a number of laps here in stage 1 already so far. Jesse Carlson showing the way in the number 6 Brett Baker Racing Ford Mustang. Charles Jackson running in 2nd in the Lone Wolf Motorsports entry. Trenton Krentz, 2-time NASCAR World Champion from Gran Turismo Sport, running in 3rd in the Juicy J Motorsports Toyota. To the bottom goes Alex Tesdahl, Brett Baker Racing number 17 Ford Mustang, and he's going to take 4th place away from Landon Jenkins, number 88 Timac Motorsports Chevy Camaro. Baby in green in the Lone Wolf Motorsports number 42. Up there running in 6th. There we go, and I do apologize for the technical difficulties, folks. I realized there for about 10 seconds you couldn't hear me, so I decided to back out. You may have saw a blue screen there for a moment, but I think we've got everything sorted out now. And back to the coverage of the last great Coliseum 250 we go.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, I really don't know exactly what happened there. It said that my mic was no good. It said my controller was no good. So I kind of did a quick reset on the entire device, and it seems like everything's sorted. Jesse Carlson has just taken the race lead from Charles Jackson in the 1, but a textbook crossover move, and now Charles making a charge back for it. Couldn't quite get it to stick down there. Very tough to pass here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Trenton Krentz scored in 3rd. not too far behind these two drivers, and it's also the highest he's run all race long. He won earlier this season at Mid-Ohio Sport Course. And there's good action all over this racetrack. Landon Jenkins running fourth has kind of lost touch with the top three just a little bit. Alex Tesdahl runs in fifth. Harold Burden in the 16 for Rockstar Racing up in sixth. It's the highest he's run all race long. We got a spinner on the back, and I believe it was Sean Lucas in the 21. It was. I apologize, folks. I went the wrong way. Forward buttons here to find him, and yeah, he's got it going again, and he's got no damage, but it's a heartbreaker. He's on the lead lap, and he's back here with a couple cars that are off the lead lap. The main thing about this is he's lost a ton of track time to the leader. He might be in danger of going a lap down by the end of this stage after a long, lengthy green flag run. Qualified second for this race, started with us back on NASCAR 15. In a very low corner there for Landon Jenkins in the 88 car. He used the apron, and I don't think he meant to. I think he got really loose down there. This is where the best action is on the racetrack here. This is for fifth, sixth on back. Harold Burden in the 16 just took fifth place away, and now side by side for sixth and seventh, Alex Tesdahl, Aaron Garcia with Fabian Green, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., and others just behind him. Josh Colombiez, Trey Hollywood, and King G. Now I do believe King G is one lap down. We'll throw it down to Trey Hollywood to confirm that.
No, he's on the lead lap. He's putting me in the wall.
Oh, I was going to say, oh, excellent, but not the second part.
He did it all. He did it last time. Look.
I saw it again. Yeah, honestly, I don't condone that type of behavior. A tough spot for me to talk about it right now. If I was you, I would either let him go and just get in behind him, let him use his stuff up, or, I don't know, you can keep trying running up there and complete this pass.
He's trying to complete the pass on me, and I'm like, you're not clear, buddy. You can't come up.
Yeah, it's hard to pass out there, and you're showing exactly why, because the car...
He just put...
And you guys got three wide there for a moment. Jeffrey went into the middle, and there was, I don't know, there wasn't enough room there, and it looked like King G in the 43 went a little bit too quick into the corner for a situation being three wide. He ends up taking both spots. Jeffrey is still right there in this pack. Yeah, best action on the racetrack is on your screens, folks. This is for sixth on back. It's being led by Alex Tesdahl all the way back to Jeffrey Robinson Jr., who was just a little bit outside of the top 10. Top 10 get those stage points, and we're working stage 2 here at Bristol Motor Speedway, round 8 of the 2022 Platinum Cup Series season. There you see Timmy Brown, a lot of front end damage from stage 1 there, and he's going to let the two leaders go on by there on the front straightaway. Our Daytona 500 winner, Beam SKP, driver out of France, running the Steel Horse Motorsports Ford Mustang, goes a lap down here to your race leader, Charles Jackson, who took the race lead back from Jesse Carlson about 5 laps ago. Now, Pablo Hugo, driver out of Spain, is the next car in front of your race leader to go 1 lap down. A blistering pace run by these front runners here tonight at Bristol. Alan Richardson with a problem in the number 38 Ford Mustang for Crimson Axis Motorsports. He's going to come to pit road. And I don't believe this is a scheduled pit stop. We'll throw it down to Alex Tesdahl. What do you think about this pit stop? Is there some sort of problem for his car? We'll throw it over to Trey Hollywood with the same question. Oh! Maybe we'll ask him later. A huge save for the 48 car on the front straightaway, I think it was, and that was wild.
I think that pit stop for him is unscheduled. We can all make it on this run. He might have just had some issues.
That's what I'm thinking. See, he's definitely lost about 2 laps, maybe even 3, because of this green flag pit stop. So I don't.
Even 4 now.
Yeah, I don't know what he gains out of this. That's a tough break for former NASCAR champion on NASCAR 15. Still very much learning these NASCAR Heat games. It's quite the transition. I did it many years ago, and it's not easy, folks. And Pablo Hugo goes a lap down to your race leaders. The top three safely make it by. And we can tell you that Blair Roussel, driver out of Canada, has pulled off the racetrack and is done for the day. He just crashed?
I did.
Trey Hollywood, former NASCAR Platinum Cup Series race winner. We'll throw it down to you to ask you what exactly happened, man. You got some front-end damage, and you were off to a great start in this one.
It just snapped on me. Snapped on me, and I tried to lock it down and keep from hitting the wall, but I hit the wall.
Now, did you lose a lap?
Somebody hit me. Yes, I did lose a lap.
Oh. Who is the free pass car as of right now?
I think it might be No Luck running in 12th.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think it might be No Luck running in 12th.
88 wrecked hard, 43's around, 42's around.
Oh, and the 19 is around as well. There's chaos everywhere. There's two separate incidents. Timmy Brown spun in 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4, the 42 was around with the 43 of King G. Wow.
And I wasn't involved in that.
And the 88 car of Landon Jenkins, we're hearing, was involved, as well as Alex Tesdall in the 17. Alex, what exactly happened? Do you know?
It looked like the 88 got loose off the corner and spun. I T-boned him, and then a separate incident happened right in front of me where a couple more cars went around. Yeah, it was pure chaos on the lap.
And it looked like Josh Colombia's got a piece of it as well. He's got a lot of front-end damage. There's a lot of scraped up cars out there on the track right now that'll definitely need attention from their crews at the end of stage 2.
Damage, but I think our race is still selling.
That's how quickly things can change here in a NASCAR race for any one of these drivers at any given moment. Landon Jenkins, for example, the 88 car, he was up there in the top 5 virtually since the drop of the green flag until about 5 laps ago, and then he triggered one of the 2 incidents that happened on the same lap, and that sparked a 3 or 4 or 5 car incident, and it was a chain of 2 or 3 completely chaotic laps there for a number of drivers that were grouped up there in that pack. Throwing it down to in-race reporter Trey Hollywood to find out how many laps are remaining in stage 2.
We are coming to, so when the leader comes to the line, we should be at, I'll tell you right now, it's going to be 9 laps to go.
Oh man, they click off quickly here. Charles Jackson leading the way with Jesse Carlson, the stage 1 winner, just behind him in a heartbreaking situation here. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. goes a lap down. Now he currently is in a position to get that free pass. If nobody else goes a lap down, there are 2 other cars within the vicinity of your race leaders that are Alex Tesdall and Josh Colombias, but I don't think the leader's going to get to him in time. And it's not going to be one of those situations where if he gets to him, he's going to lift and let him have it. He's going to have to go because Jesse Carlson is all over the back bumper of the number 1 Chevy Camaro. It's Lone Wolf Motorsports versus Brett Baker Racing here for the stage 2 win. And Jesse Carlson in the 6 car, pole sitter and stage 1 winner, looking to sweep the stages and have all the confidence in the world heading into the final stage. He's going to have a tiny bit of front-end damage to repair, it looks like, on this pit stop. That might cost him an extra second or 2 and therefore a position or 2 on the racetrack. Kind of how NASCAR Heat 5 goes. If you decide to repair that damage, you often lose a couple of positions. Kind of looks like the leader, Charles Jackson, might have to do the same, though. It might level out. It kind of depends on how everybody else is faring on that department. Trenton Krentz still scored in third, two-time NASCAR World Champion from Gran Turismo Sports, UCJ Motorsports Toyota there. And now the top two still battling with under 5 laps to go in stage 2. They're coming up on the back bumper of Alex Tesdall in the 17 car. And I guarantee you, Jeffrey Robinson Jr.'s best friend right now is Alex Tesdall. He's telling him to go. And Charles goes to the inside to try to get Alex Tesdall 1 lap down. The saving grace for Alex is he will be the free pass car at the end of stage 2. It's not exactly what he wants. He'll restart behind the entire field. Oh, he put the bumper to the leader. Jesse Carlson is Alex's teammate. He's right behind him. And I believe that was, yes it was, the green and white checkered flag is in the air. And what a wild end to stage 2. It's going to be Charles Jackson in the number 1 Chevy Camaro for Lone Wolf Motorsports taking this one. Jesse took stage 1. And now Charles bests him here in stage 2. It's really been the Jesse and Charles show thus far. We'll throw it down to Alex Tesdall for the top 10 in stage 2, but don't forget to pit, man.
King Henry, NASCAR Oof, Even Stevens, Black Cross, Trouble for You, NASCAR King myself, UCJ, Fabian Green, and No Luck 24.
Fabian Green has been impressing me here tonight. Top 10 in both stages and running pretty strong so far. Trenton Krentz up there in third, running strong. A lot of strong cars and drivers here in tonight's field that have had a great chance of winning this one, but some chaos has unfolded and it's really put them in a hole that they're going to have to try to climb out of here in the final stage. How many cars on the lead lap for the final stage, boys?
7.
Oh, man. That's it?
Yep.
The 22-car field, folks, and we've got 7 of them on the lead lap. That includes Alex Tesdall at the tail of the field. We are green at Bristol. Jesse Carlson, Charles Jackson, Josh Cole-Diaz, Aaron Garcia, and Trenton Krentz, I believe, are the other lead lap cars. And now we are settled in for the long haul, folks. We are expecting a round of green flags, scheduled pit stops in the final stage. We're going green the whole way. And as of now, we are being led by Charles Jackson, the number 1 Chevy Camaro. Josh Cole-Diaz has not been up in third since the very beginning of the race, and now he is right there knocking on the door of going out and winning this thing. Aaron Garcia in the 24 is up in 4th, the highest he has run all race long as well. Trenton Krentz runs in 5th, and now I do believe Jeffrey Robinson Jr. is the first car 1 lap down, and if he is, I believe he is scored in the 8th place position. Heartbreaker for Sean Lucas in the 21, Trey Hollywood in the 48, and Beam SKP in the 14, among others. They all fell 1 lap down at some point or another in stage 2. All very fast cars came in with a shot to win this race, but it was not meant to be. And now at this point, they're all kind of focused on getting the best finish they possibly can, perhaps a top 10. Aaron Garcia doing everything he can to get to the outside of Josh Cole-Diaz. It's really tough to pass here at Bristol Motor Speedway. It's been one of the main stories all night long, and he's going to do it. He found some grip up there, and now Josh, trying to avoid getting freight trained, goes up and puts a bit of a block on Trenton Krentz in the 20. And if you're Jeffrey in the 18 car there, you might as well just sit back and follow. You're 1 lap down. There's no yellow coming to save you to put you back on the lead lap. You might as well follow behind your teammate and watch him make his moves and see if he can get up there and try to take this race lead away. It's Charles Jackson, Jesse Carlson, Aaron Garcia, Josh Cole-Diaz, Trenton Krentz, your top 5. 7 cars on the lead lap here for the beginning of the final stage at Bristol. Harold Burden in the 16 car runs in 6th. And it is Alex Tesdall running in 7th. All 7 of them on the lead lap. 22 cars started this race, so it's been a wild and interesting race. Round 8 of the 2022 season. 30 more to go after tonight. And Sean McNutt in the 51 car is parked off on pit road there and motionless. It appears that he is done for the day. We do have 4 cars off the racetrack and out of this race. There's been some attrition. And now that the 24 is up near the front of the field, he's really putting the pressure on some of these guys. All race long, it's for the most part been the Charles versus Jesse show, and now we have Aaron Garcia joining the race for the win. We saw flashes of brilliance earlier from Trenton Krentz and Josh Colm-Diaz and Landon Jenkins and Trey Hollywood and Alex Tesdall, and now here we are. Final stage time and the players are here. Throw it down to Alex Tesdall. Alex, how is the progression for you? How has it been for you trying to make your way through the field? Oh, and it's a terrible time to ask. Yeah, we have a big crash over there coming out of turn 4. The 38, the 88, the 46, the 42, the 14, a number of cars were involved in that one. Alex, what happened?
88 lost right in front of me for the second time this race.
Yeah, he's on a roll, isn't he? And right when he gets signed to the new Chevy Camaro, it's, all of this is really unfortunate. A lot of very fast race cars were torn up in that one, including the Daytona 500 winner being SKP.
You know what? No.
Back up front, Charles Jackson has the lead. Aaron Garcia in the 24 has taken second place away from Jesse Carlson in the 6. It kind of looks like Jesse has lost a bit of steam here in the final stage. I don't know if he's got a little bit of damage or if he's maybe just saving his stuff and thinking strategy. They're 3 wide in front of your race leader. Well, something had to give there. Now they're back down to 2 by 2. Charles goes to the bottom and makes a pass on Beam. And it looks like he's going to make a 3 wide pass here on Pablo Hugo, driver out of Spain, driver of the number 46 Chevy Camaro. He's hung up there on the outside. Fabian Green in the 42 falls a lap down, and he's also going to now go up to the top and let the leaders go on the inside.
Man, this is one of the most unforgiving tracks on the schedule.
Most definitely. It can either go really well or really not so well. There's not often an in-between for Bristol Motor Speedway. You can go out there and run top 5 all race long and finish there, or you can go out there and get involved in every single incident that occurs and finish 14th and be upset afterwards. It's really just it's just one of those places. It's the last great Coliseum, folks. Anything can happen here. It's Bristol, baby. The leader's trying to really work their way through some lap traffic, really heavy lap traffic right now. Charles Jackson in the 1, trying to keep distance in between himself and the 24 of Aaron Garcia, but that's really tough to do when you got to negotiate your way past a car every couple of corners. They put a lap on Timmy Brown, and now they put a lap on Alex Tesdall in the 17. Got the free pass at the end of stage 2, but as you can see, got some front-end damage after getting involved in that 7-car crash just about 7 laps ago. Well, folks, we do this often. It seems like a safe time to do it. crank it up, folks. Grab the volume knob, turn it all the way up, and if you ran out of soda, go over to the fridge and grab another cold one. It's the final stage, folks. Expect green flag pit stops at some point in the near future, but for now, grab the volume knob, turn it up, listen to the engines here on NASCAR Heat 5 for just a bit. crank it back down, folks. We're going to bring you back to full commentary and back to flag coverage of the last Coliseum 250 at Bristol Motor Speedway. It's round 8 of the 2022 NASCAR Platinum Cup Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5, 5th annual season, 5 years strong. And we are being led by the driver of the number 1 Chevy Camaro of Charles Jackson, with a close chasing Aaron Garcia in the number 24 Chevy Camaro. He found victory lane earlier this season at Homestead Miami Speedway, and he's looking to make it too. Charles Jackson looking to find victory lane for the very first time in his NASCAR Platinum Cup Series career. And we've got a major incident over in turn 1. Trey Hollywood is involved, Harold Burden was involved, and it looked like Landon Jenkins in the 88 car came in and got a piece of it afterwards. And a lot of these drivers suffering with front-end damage after that one. Let's throw it down to Trey Hollywood here. We'll find out what happened.
They were just sitting in the middle of the track, and I don't understand why they weren't ghosted. They was literally just sitting right in the middle of the track. I didn't see them until the 16 car and someone else. I couldn't tell who the other car was.
So there was 2 of them. Yeah, they must have just finished crashing then. I'm really not too sure.
Right in front of me, and I barely missed it. So yeah, the 16 and the 88 got together and ended up, stopped side by side in the middle of the track.
Wow, that's a heartbreaker.
Behind me.
Both of them had good runs going.
Like the 88, maybe it was someone else.
The 88 car was on pit road there repairing some damage just a moment ago. Now he's back out and down in a way that might be the only pit stop he has to make in the final stage. And there's another incident here. Timmy Brown in the 19, Fabian Green in the 42, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. got a piece of it.
38's in it too.
And Alan Richardson just came in and got a piece of it as well. Lots of chaos unfolding here in the final stage. Everybody leveling up the urgency here, trying to get the track position and the win. At this point, it's all about just driving and trying to miss everything. Get what you can and see what you can do. And now Aaron Garcia works his way around Alan. Alan is a couple of laps down. The top 2 are free of lap traffic a little bit, but the leader's actually got a few cars in front of him that he's going to need to pass. Just another matter of laps. We'll throw it down to Trey Hollywood to find out how many laps are remaining in this race.
66.
Okay, and now it's safe to say that at this point the fuel window and the tire window, it's open now, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so yeah, I do believe Landon Jenkins in the 88 doesn't need to pit again, but he's still going to be, he was 1 lap down when he made his pit stop, so it's not like he's going to be able to use those tires and drive up there and get the win, I don't think. Still Charles Jackson leading. 65 laps remaining. Aaron Garcia trying to close in. He works his way to the bottom of Dave Marks Jr. in the 41 car. Seems like throughout the night the theme has been Charles Jackson super strong on the short runs. And now we got one around on the back straightaway. It's Alan Richardson in the 38. He was nose first up against the inside wall. Alex Tesdall, Beam SKP, both of those drivers on pit road, Ford Mustangs. And see if we can find Alan. There he is. He's going again. It doesn't look like the damage is major, so he's going to stay out on the racetrack and just keep logging laps and try to stay out of harm's way. I'm scrolling through the cars a lot here, folks, and I do apologize for that. A lot of action going on all over the racetrack. Jesse Carlson scored in 3rd, but he's lost quite a bit of ground to the top 2 ever since the beginning of the final stage. But he has not been involved in any major incidents since the beginning of the final stage. That's one thing he's got going for him. He's still in line and has a shot to win this race. Could be saving his stuff for some sort of strategy move here. Dave Marks Jr. on pit road in the 41. And we can tell you 6-time NASCAR champion Jordan Green is now off the racetrack and apparently done for the day. It doesn't look like he's continuing this one. The battle for the lead heating up here. Charles Jackson working his way past Sean Lucas in the number 21 Ford Mustang. Aaron Garcia goes with him. He's right there on the back bumper of him, and I was mentioning this a moment ago before Alan Richardson spun on the back straightaway. Seems like the theme tonight has been super strong on the short runs for Charles Jackson, and then the long run advantage went to Jesse Carlson and maybe now Aaron Garcia, but that all goes out the window. Charles Jackson surrenders the race lead and comes to pit road. And we also see there the Cole Trickle themed car, the number 46, and that is Pablo Hugo, driver out of Spain.
24 and some stops against the barriers for the pit road.
Missed entry to pit road.
Oh, that is a shame. He was looking strong to win this race, and now he's got a lot of front end damage to that Chevy Camaro. He comes to pit road this time around, but if he chooses to repair that damage, he's going to be quite a distance behind Charles Jackson when this all cycles through. Jesse Carlson has yet to make his scheduled pit stop, therefore he has assumed position as the race lead for now.
I think that the 24 missed it because that was the wrong pit road for him. I think he was on the backstretch pit road. And he noticed that as he was pitting. He looked like he's on the backstretch pit road now.
Oh man.
That's what happens when you have a big field.
And back out onto the racetrack comes Aaron Garcia, and shockingly enough, he's actually right behind Charles Jackson, and if they're on the same lap as each other, that might mean that Aaron elected to not repair his damage in order to save his track position and be right there with the one car.
6 cars your leader.
And still yet to pit is Jesse Carlson in the 6 car, but when this all cycles through, that's how the battle for the win is going to look. It's going to be, I think, the 1 versus the 24, but I think the speed advantage is definitely going to go to the 1 car. He's got no damage versus the 24 car having a lot of front end damage, and Landon Jenkins in the 88 has spun it on the back straightaway. He's got it fired again and going. Nobody got involved in that one. In fact, where he spun, he was completely out of harm's way, and we are still rolling. About 3 cars in front of your race leaders that they're going to need to negotiate their way past, and that's where the 24 of Aaron Garcia has been the strongest. He seems to be able to slice and dice his way through this lap traffic very strong and very accurately. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 18 was running up on the outside line and then all of a sudden made a left turn to try to go to pit road. And I don't think the number 1 car was expecting it. I don't blame him. I wasn't expecting it either. He was up there in the outside line, and he got turned off the front bumper of your, I was going to say of your race leader, but of the driver who's going to be your race leader when this all cycles through, and that's Charles Jackson. And now Aaron Garcia with a huge move to the inside, and he's going to pass the number 1 of Charles Jackson. Again, folks, when Jesse makes his pit stop, that's going to be the battle for the win.
I expect Jesse to have some crazy strategy to try to pull this thing off from behind.
No doubt, because he was up there and a contender all day. He won the pole, he won stage 1, he got second in stage 2, and a thrilling side-by-side battle for it with Charles Jackson. And he clearly had a car that was either just as good or better. Especially on the long runs, he might have actually been better. So I'm shocked that he would throw a natural chance of winning away for perhaps a wild off-sequence strategy to ensure that win. It's win or take. It's I don't know. I don't have the right phrase for this. I'm trying to come up with something here, but he risked it all for perhaps nothing when he could have had a natural shot to win this thing based on speed. Yeah, it blows my mind a little bit. In fact, it kind of had me tongue-tied a little bit. I'm shocked that he would do this. Normally, you would go off sequence and pull a strategy like this if you don't have a shot for the win. And, you know, if it doesn't work, then you were still going to finish 12th or whatever it was anyways. So he threw away, for sure, win a top 3 finish for what could be a catastrophic finish, or parking in a victory lane. We'll have to see how it all unfolds. We'll have to see what he does, because I can't think of anything that you can do. I think no matter what, he's going to need to pit, and I think no matter what, he's going to need to take 4 tires. He might be able to take 2 and maybe a can and a half. Maybe the lefts will make it, I'm not sure, but I think that the 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles strategy and running hard for the entire final stage, it would prevail in that situation. I don't think the time you would save with a 2-tire pit stop would be enough to give you the win in this situation.
He's pulled off some crazy stats before, right? We'll have to see.
That he has. Very good point. Time will tell. How many laps remaining, guys?
Come on.
We got one around. Trey Hollywood in the 48. Spun on the front stretch, and I believe Josh Colombia's teammate might have been involved.
I believe.
36?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since I'm 4 down, and I just crossed 40 to go, so yeah. It's 35 now.
Works for me. 35 laps remaining. Jesse Carlson still leading, and get this, folks, he has yet to make his scheduled pit stop in the final stage. Alex, is it possible that he could go the whole way? Am I really just misunderstanding all of this? Can he make it?
He'll have to, if he's gonna do that, he'd have to save like 25 laps. There's no way.
Wow, yeah, that's a lot of laps, and this final stage was about 120 or 118 laps in length. It's a long time to be able to save fuel, but I don't think you would save that much over the course of that long of a run. And also, folks, the 24 is now in the same straightaway as the 6 car. I don't know if he's still 1 lap down to him or not. If he gets there and passes him, I'm going to throw it down to one of our in-race reporters to see if the lead changed hands on their screen, because they are catching him.
Well, since the 6 hasn't pitted yet, the 24 is most likely still a couple down.
You might be right. You probably are.
5th. He's running 5th right now.
Who is the 24?
I'm sorry, I take that back. The 1 car is running, it's kind of weird. Wait a minute. The 1 car is 2nd. So yeah, the 24 car will be a lap down. Let me say a lap down.
Oh, yeah, okay, see, that makes sense. Missed pit road and got the front end damage and all of that. He came out right behind the 1 car, so I assumed that they were still going at it, and the damage was still on the front of his car as well, so I thought that he elected to maybe not repair the damage, and that was how he was still involved in this battle with him. Since then, the 24 has actually driven past the 1 and driven away a little bit, but as you mentioned, that was not a battle for position. Charles Jackson in the 1 car is about 1/3 of this racetrack behind your race leader, Jesse Carlson, who is yet to make his scheduled pit stop in this final stage. And I don't know if they're on the same lap. I really think that he would be 1 down or 2 down. He pit a long time ago, and he's been able to drive around on those 4 fresh tires, but I don't know, man. The green flag scheduled pit stop at Bristol, that costs you a lot of time. That usually costs you 2 or 3 laps. I don't think they're on the same lap. And I think Jesse Carlson is in a good position to win this, but he needs to save 25 laps of fuel over the course of this 120-lap final stage. And Alex and I, and Trey as well, I'm pretty sure, all have our doubts that he's able to do that. Even Harold Burden himself would be super proud. Oh, and he's slowing. He's coming to pit road. Oh, did he make it? Yes, he did. He almost missed it, folks, and that definitely would have ruined his chances at winning this race. Jesse Carlson's going to surrender the race lead and make that scheduled pit stop. Led a lot of laps here in this race. Won stage 1, won the pole, and it's going to be interesting to see what he does here on pit road.
1 takes the lead, so yeah, his strategy did not work.
Oh,
he might lose a lap here.
Especially if he goes with the 4 tires. I don't think of left sides would make it a full 120 laps here. We have fuel and tire wear on ×2, and it looks like Jesse is taking a 4-tire pit stop. We were on board with him there just to kind of see what the length of the pit stop was looking like, and it looks like he's taking the full service here. Sean Lucas in the 21 on pit road as well.
Even Steven is second here.
Thank you for the update, and what a run it's been for him. The two-time NASCAR World Champion from Gran Turismo Sport and four-time NASCAR champion in total, Trenton Krentz. Top 5 on the all-time NASCAR wins list, has been running top 5 pretty much all day long, and it looks like he's going to finish there. He's running second right now, and we had a car spun over there, getting word from race reporter Alex Tesdall, and it was the 16 of Harold Burden, if I'm not mistaken, and now he's on pit road with a lot of front-end damage. And what started out to be an amazing day for Harold has kind of went down the tube a little bit, and it's really unfortunate for him. Still chasing that first win of the season and first ever NASCAR Platinum Cup Series win. He has wins in the Motormaster Truck and Legend Series with us here on Heat Games, but still chasing that first one here in the Platinum Cup Series. And so this hands the lead over to Charles Jackson, the driver of the number 1 Chevy Camaro for Lone Wolf Motorsports. Led a lot of laps in this one here tonight, and won stage 2 in a thrilling side-by-side battle with Jesse Carlson, who's just in front of him on the racetrack. It's been a solid day. A lot of days' work here for Charles Jackson, chasing that first career NASCAR Platinum Cup Series win. He has Motormaster Series wins with us, and we're looking to park in a victory lane tonight for the last Great Coliseum 250 Bristol Motor Speedway, round 8 of the 2022 NASCAR Platinum Cup Series season, hosted here on NASCAR Heat 5, 5th annual season, 5 years strong. And what started out to be a great day for Landon Jenkins in the 88 car has honestly slowly went from bad to worse over the course of the next 200, maybe 150 laps of this one. Got good stage points in stage 1, finished 3rd, and stage 2 he still got stage points and is still on the lead lap in the top 10 with a shot to win this thing. And then the final stage got caught up in a couple of incidents, fell off of the lead lap, and since then has lost a couple of more laps.
Wow, oof, really?
And looking to just hold on. Everything good? What happened there, Trey?
He freaking ran me over. Literally was giving him the high side, and he just literally, I'm moving out of people's way who I know are faster because I have all this aero damage from that wreck. He just ran me over.
Yeah,
He's trying to make up all the track position he can because he has fresh tires, but he ran me over.
Just about to say that. Fresh tires and frustration. Yeah, I do apologize on his behalf. And Alex Tesdall was around at the entrance to turn 1, I believe it was. Alex, what happened there, man?
Just got loose off the corner and looped it down the straightaway. Didn't hit nothing, but lost quite a bit of time.
That's a shame. What position are you running in now, and how many laps remaining?
I'm in 8th, and I think it's 9 to go.
Awesome. Thanks a bunch, buddy, and thank you to both of you. Thank you to both of you for joining me here for in-race reporting duties at Bristol Motor Speedway. Well, you heard it from Alex Tesdall. 7 laps to go now, I believe, for Charles Jackson, the driver of the 1 car, and he's closing in on his very first NASCAR Platinum Cup Series win. And we knew it would be just a matter of time, and now a big crash in front of him. Sean Lucas in the 21 car was involved, and there was a second car involved as well. It might have been Pablo Hugo in the 46 car. They all make it through, but that was right in front of your race leader, and that was very, very dangerous looking. That could have really thrown away the win here for Charles, and Honestly, folks, as a driver, I've lost races like that, and that is never something that you can get over anytime soon. 5 laps remaining. Now, the good news for Charles is smooth track, open surface for him, no lap traffic for quite some time. I don't think he'll encounter any more traffic before the end of this race, except for Timmy Brown, who was spun on the front straightaway in the 19 car, and he was almost parked directly in the groove for a moment. You saw him throw it in reverse to try to get the heck out of the way, and he did a good job. But man, that, again, folks, that was costly, or it could have been costly for your race leader, Charles Jackson. Perfect, thank you. The white flag is in the air for Charles Jackson, and honestly, folks, I'm sure he's saying hallelujah right now. He just dodged 2 bullets there within the last 5 laps, and what a win here it is for Charles Jackson. Started with us back on NASCAR 15, where he won races there as well, and he does it, folks. Charles Jackson wins the last great Coliseum 250 at Bristol Motor Speedway. First career NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series win, and in dramatic fashion. Whew. He finished second in stage 1, he won stage 2, and survived a long, grueling 120-lap final stage, all green the entire way. He parks at a victory lane here tonight. We'll hear from him shortly. Don't forget photos of the results for me, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, man, but yeah, what a race. It was unbelievable. 250 laps of wild, dramatic chaos out there, folks. Stage 1 was pretty tame, if you ask me. 22 cars started this thing, and stage 1 was very clean. I thought that a lot of drivers were using their heads in stage 1, having a lot of patience, given a lot of extra room, not pushing the limit, knowing that it was early. Stage 2, some of that went out the window for certain drivers, but it stuck with some as well. So we saw a few incidents here and there. We saw 1 5-car wreck in stage 2, and then we were off to the final stage. That's when we saw many solo spins, 2 3-car incidents, and of course that 1 7-car pileup that really changed the complexion of a lot of different drivers' races. Now, interviews with our in-race reporters. First, we will start with Trey Hollywood, the driver of the number 48 Chevy Camaro. Trey, up and down day for you, as we all saw. It started off good on the lead lap, looking strong, and by the end, I don't know, man, you had been through a war, it looked like, in the number 48 car. Where did you finish? Describe your day for us.
That was a war. That was a war that I just tried to make it through. It got to a point where I was just like, I'm just need to make it through this race. I'm gonna try to get positions from people who are lap down like myself. Try to short pit and maybe jump some in front of them. I ended up finishing 9th. So at least I came away with a top 10 after all of that.
Yeah, that's a great finish to salvage out of a wild one like this. Honestly, at Bristol, I feel like a top 10 is an accomplishment, that's for sure. Congratulations on a good run, and good luck to you at Martinsville.
Thank you.
And onward to Alex Tesdahl, driver of the number 17 Ford Mustang for Brett Baker Racing. Same as him, really, up and down day. You spent some time in the top 5 like he did. Where did you finish? And describe your day for us.
Yeah, brought the car home in 8th after that crazy race. I really felt like I had the speed to get up there and compete with the leaders. Just never could quite get through the traffic, and then got caught in some incidents and just put us back and really out of contention for a win. But still a pretty good day to salvage a top 10 out of that wild one.
You were one of 3 former short track race winners in the Platinum Cup Series in tonight's race. The other 2 were major factors for the win as well. Did that kind of experience help you coming into this one, do you figure?
Oh yeah, the experience definitely helps. Keeping patient and keeping the speed in the car without overcooking the tires. But not much you can do when there's a pile up right in front of you and it sets you back. And yeah, it was crazy out there.
Oh, we all saw. Thanks a bunch for joining us as an in-race reporter, and good luck to you at Martinsville.
Thanks.
We are awaiting your race winner, folks, to join us here for an interview. And when he gets here, we'll bring it your way. Maybe we won't, folks. We're trying to get a hold of him, and I don't think he's going to be here for it. But from all of us here at NOSSCAR, we're saying congratulations to Charles Jackson. First career NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series win comes here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. Round 8 of the 2022 NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series season is in the history books. 22 cars came out for some fun here tonight, and when it was all said and done, it was Charles Jackson parking it in victory lane. Good night, everybody, and stay fast.
Good night.